Okay, just a little something to mention here that's a little bizarre. They've just took one of their weather conditions totally out of their milestone games. If some of you guys haven't realized this, I don't know if they did this in MXGP 2019 first. I think they might have, but you know all the MXGP games that give you the option of clear, like cloudy, and then I think it's like wet track, and then you have a rainy mode. Yeah, this just has clear and rainy. That's it. You can't just do like wet track, right? But it's just like, why would they take that out? It's like, what the hell, Milestone? Why would you just take out a weather condition option? That was cool to be able to just go on a track where it was just a wet track, like a overly watered track, or like it had rained the day before, right? And then you could go in there and ride on it, and it wasn't like literal rain falling, but it was a wet track. That was just a cool little addition, and I don't know why they took that out. Like, why would you take that out? It's just like, dog, they're just stripping so many different things out of their game. It's insane. Hey, is there even any ghost in this game? When you go into time trial? Or time attack? That's what I'm in right now. And I see no sort of option for any kind of ghost at all. Dude, they did not just totally take ghost out of this game. Somebody please tell me they did not do that. I have to just be missing that somehow. But literally in every single other milestone game, when you go to time attack, like, it's going to give you that option to have, like, where the ghost will always show up or not show up, or you know what I'm saying? It's like a little option in there, and I don't see that at all here. What the crap, dude? So they took out the wet track mode. It looks like they took out ghost completely out of the time attack mode of this game. I'm just so confused, dude. I just don't understand Milestone. Like, some of you guys think that Milestone just keeps all of their, features and the stuff that they have in their games throughout all their games, and they just improve them little by little. No, dog. They actually take certain things out of their games. Like, you do realize that, right? So either way, let's get to this video. This is just a little video on the rainy mode on MXGP 2020 here. So, yes, I do realize I'm kind of a day late and $1 short on this whole, MXGP 2020 videos type thing, but I'm going to still do it anyways. At least come in here and take a look at it. So, number one, I mean, yeah, you can tell graphically, like, they've tried to make more kind of mud puddles on the track itself here. I don't really remember there being that many, like, standing water, mud, puddly looking sections on any MXGP game before, which is like the story to this whole game right here. It's an eye candy, next gen, better graphic MXGP 2019, basically. In a nutshell, that's all it really is. MXGP 2019 with actually some more bugs than what I thought MXGP 2019 had in it. Like, this game definitely has some weird steering bugs and just some bizarre things that I just didn't notice in games like Supercross 2 or 3 or MXGP 3 and stuff like that, So, not really sure what the deal is on that, but that's just kind of seems to be the motto of this whole game right here. It's just graphically amazing, but that's about it. That's about all you can say about this game. So, with the mud mode, I mean, does this feel any different than any other milestone game as far as how the dirt actually feels, or like it's making mud ruts, or like mud up oh, and that's the other thing, the terrain deformation seems like it's less in this game than it is any other milestone game I've ever played before. Obviously minus like MXGP 1 and 2, right? But this game does not hardly have any terrain deformation in it at all. I mean, I can't tell it's doing anything here. Not even visually. Like, it ain't making no kind of mud ruts. And obviously with mud ruts, you would automatically suspect those to be pretty like soft and blowed out and you can just go in and out of them or whatever, but I don't even see it making anything visually on this track at all. I'm talking nothing. Like, maybe it is, but I certainly can't tell. We'll run a couple more laps on it here just to see, but oh man, this is just a weird one. This is just a weird game. Very, very weird game. Like, and it was everything that I was saying about it, getting so concerned about it before it came out. You know, on their features page, they showed, you know, next gen, it's going to have these next gen graphics and it's going to work on the next gen consoles and it's going to have all this, like, you know, running at 60 FPS on a console or whatever the heck, you know, 2K, I think you can run it on a console. I'm not really sure, but I think that's what it said. But it was like, there was like a whole thing on their features page of this game before it came out talking about it's ready for next gen, right? And there really was no other actual real new features to the game besides the, you know, elevation altimeter to the track editor, which I've heard is actually not even at all what they claimed it to be. Like we had kind of worried about, and like I had said in some of those videos before, I'll probably go in there and make a video on the track editor at some point here, but like, man. Very, very money grabby, money hungry, let's just push this game out. This game shouldn't even have came out, period. Like, straight up. They should have put all their time and energy that they were putting into this into either A, Supercross 4 to make it better, or B, whatever motocross game they're coming out with in 2021. You know, there was just no reason to do this. Like you just made a better graphic version of what you already had before with what some people could argue even more bugs than what MXGP 2019 had, and even less terrain deformation than what MXGP 2019 had, and even more repetitive problems and issues than what MXGP 2019 had. It's just like, holy crap. Yeah, you always want good graphics. Yeah, you always want things to look good, but like, dog, there is just so many things, like, multiple inside pre-made ruts, actual skill-gapped roughness, jump skill gap, like all these other things are still not doing. Just like you expected so much more of that at this point in Milestone's career. Man, it just seems to me like there is a completely different development team working on these MXGP games than there is the Supercross games. Like, yeah, they take some things from the Supercross games, but man. So either way, as far as this whole mud mode, rainy mode, they don't have just a mud mode really anymore. It's just either clear or rain mode. So, yeah, it looks cool and all, but it's literally doing nothing as far as like changing the track as I'm riding on it. It still feels like that, not really feeling like mud, you know, it just feels like the dirt feels even deeper and kind of more frictiony, and you can kind of power the bike around the track a little more than you can normally, but it just makes you go slower around the track. It's more just like a deep mud feeling than an actual, you know, slick mud feeling. I've never rode on any of these MXGP games where it actually felt like actual water on the track type mud like you would experience in real life. It's always felt more just like deep mud, you know what I'm saying, that wouldn't have any sort of a real slickness to it. Like, if you ride on a track like this in real life where there's literally water, standing water puddles on the track, like, that shit is slicker than snot, dog. Like, you're not just going to be able to ride on through that like it's nothing. Like, I certainly think, and it's just that it's the same feeling of the mud that they've had forever. I guess that's my point. Like, they've not changed it. They've not even tried to really experiment with any kind of different mud fillings, to, you know, actual mud, slicker mud traction fillings or anything like that. This is the same kind of higher friction, deep mud filling like you would have had in any other Milestone game out there. It's basically the exact... Finally, I slide down. Finally. It's like you have to try to slide down to actually fall down, even though it's on a literal rain falling on the track mud mode. And that right there was just a weird, I don't know, the whole steering and the cornering to this game just doesn't feel right to me. There's something about it that just feels off, with the whole weird thing where the bike's constantly trying to like snap back up to the upright position and the weird snap back end snapping in the corner and all that weird buggy janky feeling to the cornering of this game. It is just weird. It's like a normal Milestone game cornering, but then with all these little extra bugs on top of it. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but either way, man, I mean, there's just not much more to even say, or even, I just don't even know about this game. There is no way in hell this game was worth your money. No way in hell. I mean, it just, man. Is any of you boys that bought this game when it came out even still playing this shit? What, did it come out like a month ago? Are any of you guys even still playing this shit? Like, be honest in the comments right now. I'm not talking about you boys that, you like barely play motocross games and you just happen to pick up this game like a couple weeks ago. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you serious motocross gaming dudes that bought this game the day it came out. Like, are you still even playing this shit? I mean, let's just keep it real. Or did you go back to MX Bikes or MX Sim or Reflex or something like that? I would assume that would be the case. I don't know who in their right mind would play this shit for more than like 2 or 3 days. I really don't know. I can already tell you I'm about done making videos on it, though, because it's just so boring. It's just so nothing to even, like, almost nothing to even talk about. I mean, it's just the same stuff. Like, yeah, there's more mud puddles on the track, and the graphics look better in this game, but, like, that's all I can even say about this game. Everything else is worse. There's janky, buggy feelings to the cornering and the physics. The jump skill gap is non-existent. It's just like the mud feels exactly the same as it would in any other Milestone game. They didn't change any of that. They actually ended up taking out the wet track mode of the game. Now you just have clear and rainy modes in these Milestone games. So I just, whoo. Oh, man. The epitome of why you don't come out with 2 games a year from the same company. That's literally the definition of this game. And it just cracks me up with how many people tried to act like Milestone was just doing nothing wrong with how repetitive they were with a bunch of their games like MXGP 2019. And then here they are, MXGP 2020. And the only better thing about it is the graphics. That's it. That is the only better thing about this game. Straight up. There's no question about it. I mean, it's just like, man. Like, when are they going to add a icy, snowy mode to some of the tracks? When are they going to add a dry, blue-grooved, desert, like, dusty mode to some of their tracks? Where's these other weather effects, man? Yeah, it was cool when you first came out with the mud mode like 5 years ago, but like we expect more at this point. Like, what, you know what I mean? I just feel like Milestone is getting so caught up in, it's like they're trying to make it seem like their games have these new features and these new things and trying their hardest to, make it seem like a new thing, but in all reality, it's just not a new thing at all. It's just the same stuff we've had, man. It is just the same stuff we've had. There's really not a whole lot of new stuff with customization. There's not a whole lot of whole new stuff with campaign mode. It seems like they took the ghost mode out of the time attack. I can't find it at all. So I don't know what's going on with that, but either way, I don't know. This game's kind of depressing me a little bit, not going to lie here, boys. But we'll get back to some MX Bikes gameplay and videos and stuff like that. I got to get off of this game for a little while. This thing's kind of driving me nuts a little bit here, but yeah. Either way, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dudes.